Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy. And I'm excited to get into it this week.
Me too. I did want to say that I think we jinxed ourselves.
I know what you're going to say. The weather?
A few weeks ago, we talked about how everyone was probably listening to us and saying they were jealous because we were talking about sitting outside. It was 70 degrees. It was beautiful. And this coming weekend...
It's bad down here,
It's
y'all.
bad.
Like, I don't know, how people do this all the time. But, I think I really put a curse on us. Like,
Yeah.
I was, so cocky. I was like, it's 70 degrees. Like, this week on Sunday, it was, warm. We were out enjoying the sunshine. It was beautiful. Yeah, it has really all changed for us this week.
Yeah, at one point I was like, everyone can live vicariously through us. So if that's not cocky about the weather,
We're, sitting
I don't
in
know
the
what
garden
is.
taking pictures of our wine, get like us. And now it's literally, going to
It's
be,
gonna,
5 degrees.
I would say we are... All weekend it's supposed to be raining. We're not getting out of 40 degrees. Mind you, we are in South Texas. We are going to be on Monday. We have a winter storm coming. We have snow. We have ice. We have 15-degree temperatures. We don't understand how to process that.
I don't have clothes for that. I don't have shoes for that.
I understand. Because I was going to say, it's if you live somewhere where it's winter all the time in winter, then you understand. But we don't have salt. We don't have cars that work this way. We don't have clothes that work this way.
We don't have dogs that work this way. I cannot get my dog to go outside to use the restroom. He's not having it full blown. Anyways, opposite of the cold that we're dealing with, we're going to jump into some hot takes that are all non-Bravo,
Yeah, I feel like the Bravo-verse was a little, cold, speaking of temperature, this week. But outside of it, I think there was a lot going on.
Yes.
And I wanted to start with my queen, my love, my idol, Britney Spears.
I thought you were going to say me.
Oh, one day maybe I'll reach that status. Anyway, so Britney, I don't think you've watched the documentary yet. It's recommended watching. You have to watch it this weekend. If you don't, I don't know if we can be podcast anymore. We can't be friends anymore. I was going to say podcast friends, but we're actually friends.
Is it bad? Okay, I'll remember that whenever we're trying to talk Bravo and you want me to come through with the Bravo tea. It's fine.
You're right.
I can't help it. My channel doesn't leave Bravo, genuinely. I'll switch to RuPaul's Drag Race. Other than that, I don't really watch a lot of documentary and things, which is terrible.
Well, it's going to get wild because you're going to have to go to Hulu to watch it.
Well, Hulu is where I watch a lot of the Housewives.
Oh, good. Okay, so you want to go too far.
Okay.
So it's New York Times did a documentary series, and Britney is one of the episodes.
Okay.
And it just kind of deep dives into this conservatorship battle she's been going through for ever since 2007, whenever she had, fortunately had the breakdown and went through that whole thing. And it gives you some background. It kind of leads you up to how the media has treated her entire career. She's been sexualized since she was a child.
Yeah.
As many women are in our society. It reminds you how bad the media can be and how bad the media was.
Yeah.
Especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, the whole, Britney, Paris,
well, when
Lindsay
media
era.
became a 24-hour news cycle,
Yes.
Really, whenever you could constantly put stuff out.
And paparazzi made millions of dollars to get pictures
Right.
of young celebrities doing bad things. So it really deep dives into that, and also how she's still in a conservatorship she shouldn't be in because she's been working the entire time.
Obviously, I'm familiar with that. I'm
Yeah.
not completely ignorant to the situation by
Yeah.
any means. I know everything that she's obviously I don't know everything, but I know a lot of it and what she's dealt with. And it just seems mind-blowing.
Yeah, and you get some... we hate Justin Timberlake even more now after
Yeah.
watching it. So I think it's, as I said, recommended watching.
Yes.
But we did get an update. So you know how she's been going... She's trying to overturn her father being the conservator of her estate.
She has been for
and
a
herself
long time.
for a long time.
Yeah.
So this Free Britney movement has been going on for a long time as well.
Right.
And it's been picking up momentum. And this documentary really catapulted it into the mainstream media, I would say.
Right.
And as of this week, the judge ruled against Britney's dad being the sole conservator of her estate and her. So that means that it can open up to someone else being partial, full conservator. And Britney's fine with that. She doesn't mind someone else being a conservator of her estate. She just doesn't want it to be her dad.
Right.
So this is a big step in the right direction because this has been happening for so long. And she's in her 30s. She's an adult woman. She's almost children
40,
and
right?
she loves her children. And she has not a husband,
like
a long-term boyfriend. And at this point, she can't even drive a car without getting permission. She can't spend any money without giving permission. And it's one of those things, as I was saying, she's okay with someone running the show a little bit, just not her dad. So it's clear, and I think we've known this, that her dad is the problem here.
Where is, like, her mom in all of this, just out of curiosity?
The parents are divorced.
Right.
So her mom is obviously a huge supporter of Britney.
Right.
And all of that, but there's limited things that she can do because she's not legally the conservator of Britney's estate.
So do you think she'd be okay with her mom being it?
I think her mom's put her name out there.
Was her mom like in the documentary or anything, or was it like just about her?
Not like interviewed or anything, but obviously pictures and videos and showing how close Lynn and Britney were throughout her entire career. So
the mom's name's Lynn. And the dad's name is Jamie. And then her sister is Jamie Lynn. That's like the most like
it's so Louisiana, from
thing
small town Louisiana.
I literally did not know. That's the most country thing I've ever heard.
And like, she's not that far from us. Louisiana, we're border states with Texas. I love it. She's a southern queen. So
Chase is saying he's basically Britney Spears.
Yeah, in so many words, I am Britney Spears. And then another 2000s kind of thing.
Yes.
Like Y2K 2021.
Something else that I don't know much about.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you are a Buffy fan, as much as I am...
As much as I'm not, I still found this story very interesting.
Yes. So, if you watch Buffy, you know Charisma Carpenter. She was Cordelia on Buffy, and she was also an Angel. She came out with a statement that's talking about Joss Whedon, who is now... I mean, we know him as the creator of Buffy, but he's gone on to, like, Avengers and, like, Justice League. Like, he's a big deal in Hollywood.
I did not know he had anything to do with Buffy, by the way. I always just thought of him as, like, Avengers, because obviously I'm not that familiar with Buffy. But I mean, that's crazy.
Avengers is huge. So it's like, he's, like, mainstream, popular. So she came out with a statement that was pretty much saying that she faced abusive, like, actions on set, manipulation, just, like, a very toxic work environment that really affected her. I mean, at a certain point when she was on Angel, she got pregnant, and he pulled her into the office, allegedly, and said, "Are you keeping this baby?"
Oh my God.
I know, it gets down to that point. And then after she had the baby, he fired her off the show.
Jesus.
So...
Oh my God.
I mean, just looking at that alone, it's like, okay, there's issues here. But... people in the cast of Buffy, pretty much all of the women on the cast have come out and said something about, like, I stand by Charisma. I've had my own experiences with him.
And they've gotten away, he's gotten away with it for 20 years, basically.
Yeah, and there's his ex-wife allegedly even said she had issues whenever they got divorced, how he was acting towards her. He cheated all the time. Like, it's not the first time someone said something, but... it is making a splash, so good on her for speaking up, because it's important. It's bringing it back to light, even if people have already been trying to bring it to the surface. Right. But it's just one of those things that's like, we look at these shows, and it's like so amazing and so creative, and it's like, they're icons, like Sarah Michelle, like Charisma, they're like amazing. And then you hear this stuff, and you're like, why does this guy, a guy, of course, in Hollywood, ruins it? And
then has gotten away with it to become like one of the most famous directors in the entire universe.
Success for him. And these women, not that they're not successful, but it's like he catapults to fame. Yeah. And they have to deal with the trauma.
And there's so many people out there, you know, that are like hardcore, like, not that we don't love the Avengers and things, but there's so many people out there that are still gonna like say they're lying and because they're so invested in like all of it now.
Ripped apart on Twitter. I mean, there's the people obviously lifting her up, but there's also the people that's like, oh, this is convenient for you because your career's not where you want it to be.
That's disgusting.
It's just so annoying, but
I hate that.
I just feel like it's like too iconic, you know, Britney and then Buffy, like very iconic in that time period. Yeah. And things are happening with them a lot right now, so I had to just bring it on.
Talking about.
I know it's not Bravo, but it was important.
Well, our last one is not Bravo either, but it is much lighter and we're much happier about it. Taylor Swift has like remastered. She's re-releasing Fearless, and I am so excited. I think she was coming out with Love Story this week, and she's doing the whole album. Like, fans are speculating sometime in April. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited. There's going to be a new track. She's redoing it the way she said that she always wanted to have done it if it was all up to her.
You and I listen. You know, I listen to her like 24/7.
Girl, I like literally drove to like Louisiana when I was like 16 to go to her concert. Totally true story. I drove like 9 hours to go to like a big Keith Suburban was also there. It was a big concert.
It's an iconic concert.
It was an iconic moment. I mean, I didn't drive. I made my mom drive, but whatever. It was a moment. And yeah, I mean, I was like a hardcore Swiftie. Okay, so I'm very here for this.
I'm currently a Swiftie, so
I
think you should get back in it.
Oh, are you kidding me? I listen to Evermore I literally will listen to Evermore just to like start a fight with my fiance. Like, I'll go in there and play a song and I'll come out and start a fight because I get riled up about something that's not even happening.
Like, it's
me.
very in your feelings.
Yes, I get
it's like,
so
I'm ready.
in my feels and I get ready to fight after listening to Evermore. So I'm very much here. I'm still here for you, Taylor. I'm still a Swiftie and I cannot wait.
Me either. Not to be dark, but it's very annoying because the reason she had to re-release her albums is because another man in Hollywood took control of her life and her career, right? And tried to squash her. Yep. But Taylor Swift prevailed, and she's continuing to prevail. I mean, I think at this point in the last 6 months, she's going to be putting out like 40 songs that are all incredible.
All her.
So, Taylor Swift,
we love you.
We're Swifties still.
We love you. Should we move on to this week's game?
I think we should. I'm ready to lose again.
Don't say that because then you're going to put a lot of pressure on me and then I'm going to lose.
I'm going to keep doing that. Okay, I'm going to lose again.
Okay, honestly. This game is called Gone and Not Forgotten. It is going to be taglines from Housewives that weren't one-season wonders, just housewives who are no longer around.
No longer with us?
No, I mean, they're alive. Like, I haven't looked at my full list, but I think all of them are alive. Okay. But yeah, okay, I think that I'm going to ask you first.
Okay, do we get any...
There will be 3 hints. You can ask what franchise.
Okay.
You can ask to actually hear the housewife saying the tagline. And you can ask for a second tagline from them.
Okay.
So you get 3 hints.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, let's go. Never underestimate...
Ooh, what was that one?
Never undermasturbate is basically what I just said.
I'll never do that.
Never undermasturbate. Okay. Never underestimate a woman born and raised in New York City.
Ooh, there's very few of those.
Very few of them?
Well, like, people actually born in New York City.
Okay.
Especially on the Housewives. I'm guessing she's from New York City.
I mean, I think that's a solid guess, but I'm not giving any clues.
I'm thinking with my fingers.
Chase is like giving jazz hands right now.
Aviva.
Yes. Good job. 1 point.
She was born in upstate New York, I think. Because that's where she lost her leg.
Well, she said never underestimate... Oh, why can't I say the word underestimate? I really am struggling. Okay, all right, 1 point for you.
Okay, well, we'll move on.
I can't say it.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just your typical Orange County housewife. I'm obsessed with being young.
Oh, God, no. Okay, I have a few, but I think this one is Lynn Curtin.
Yes! Open your Lynn Curtin.
Open your Lynn Curtin. Someone commented on that on our Bravo Peace Theater last week and loved it. Like, not the Lynn Curtins.
Oh, that's so good. Okay.
You ready? Now that I'm in the OC, it's a whole new ball game.
What is her name? She's married to a ball player.
I love your context clues. He's like...
This is me speaking out loud or thinking out loud. Speaking
Sherlock
out loud.
Holmes over there.
Megan King Edmonds.
Yes, sir. All right, okay. 2 points to you.
Okay. It's time for me to come out of my husband's shadow and shine.
It's time for me to come out of my husband's shadow and shine. I can even say it like them. Oh, God. Oh, Camille Grammer.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I like blacking out right now? Okay. 2-2. Next one for you. You're either going to love me or hate me. There is no in between with me. I know you know
repeating is bad. It's Danielle Style.
Yeah.
Her repeating like that.
Wait, what?
Like how she... Read it one more time.
You're either going to love me or hate me. There is no in between with me. You don't like the double me.
That double me is very Danielle Style.
By the way, I've been rewatching the Jersey seasons that have been on lately, and now I can't say woman. She always says woman. So she's like, they're gonna disrespect this woman, and like she says it with an E and instead of an A in every single time, and I can't say it normally now. So maybe that's why I can't speak today, because I've been watching like way too much Real Housewives of New Jersey with Teresa and Danielle.
That may be it. Yeah, I think you found the root of your issues.
All right, next one.
I like things that are elegant and sophisticated, just like me.
Oh God.
You can use a hint.
I think I might have to.
Which one would you like?
Can I just hear it?
I like things that are elegant and sophisticated, just like me.
Sheree Whitfield.
So I was like, right whenever you hear, I think you're gonna know it because you already had it. Like you were already like working through it.
I could say it how she said it. Like I like said, elegant and sophisticated, just like me. Okay. All right. Well, 3-all. When it comes to my family, I'm the judge and the jury.
Okay, I know that one. Phaedra Parks.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't say judge and jury in the same tagline and not know.
Phaedra. Fair. Okay.
Okay. Whoever said blondes have more fun hasn't met me.
Is it Heather Dubrow?
Yes.
Which is ironic because, like, as much as like we like Heather, she was not that fun. Like, let's be honest.
I do have to say that a lot of people are calling for Heather to come back, and you kind of said that you watch seasons again. You're like, okay, I don't need her to come back.
She just speaks to people in a way that's very. She kind of speaks down to people sometimes, and I don't love that. I think that's my reason behind it more than anything.
And that's
and
fair.
People forget that.
I was gonna say, I think people are forgetting because we're just kind of like desperate for the OC reboot, so they're calling on old people.
Also, now that we have like real doctors in the Housewife franchise, and she used to love the saying like, "I'm MD, married to doctor," and now it's like we have real doctors now, girl. Like we don't need you to say that.
Don't need you.
Okay, next for you. I may be an actress, but that doesn't mean I'll stick to your script.
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, what I'm trying to look at my options for hints.
Yeah.
Franchise.
Beverly Hills.
They're all actors on that.
True.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, you can use 2 hints if you want in one round.
I may be an actress, but that doesn't mean I'll stick to your script.
I recognize the voice. Eileen Davidson.
I thought you were going to say Eileen Davidson, but you said, I recognize the voice. And I was like, oh, is he still not going to get it?
What if I did completely go with
you were like, I recognize the voice. That's Lisa Rinna all day, baby.
I mean, I've confidently guessed a lot of answers that weren't right. Sure. So it wouldn't
right
be surprised.
Now, I mean, we're... okay, it's your go. I was going to say we were tied, but we're not because you have to ask me another one.
Character isn't what you have, it's who you are.
Yolanda.
Woo! Damn. You have to think about that one.
Because I hear it in her voice even with like her Dutch accent. And she's like, it's who you... And she was always all about character and friendships and loyalty. Next one for you. Some people think I'm too much. They're absolutely right. I literally almost just read it in her voice and it would have been a dead giveaway, so I'm so glad I didn't.
I'm gonna have to go with my last.
Okay.
Okay, her second tagline.
All right, you ready? My motto is know your worth, leave the rest to your plastic surgeon. I
actually might know this one.
Yes?
I'm gonna say something and you don't have to give me any inclination. Is it from Jersey? You're not gonna...
I'm not saying anything.
Do we completely hate her and is she a psycho person?
I don't know.
Is it Siggy Flicker?
Yes! I was trying to be like, I was going to be like, no, we love her. But then I didn't want people to think that we actually love Siggy Flicker, so I had to stop. That's
someone we don't want to come back.
That is someone that we cannot
stay gone and forgotten.
Stay gone. R.I.P. lay on the floor. We're not here for her. Next.
I share... No, that's not what she said. I face my share of challenges, but I'm tougher than I look.
Oh, that is like... so not specific. I think I do know who it is. So what's the franchise? Because I have that. No, wait. Do I have that? Yeah, I have that.
Yeah. New Jersey.
Dolores.
No!
No, it's not!
Jacqueline Loretta.
Oh, whatever. Jacqueline can like
Remember, Dolores is still on the show.
Oh, god damn it. I forgot this was this. No! I didn't know it was this game. I was so confident, too. Okay, so, like, I'm just going to put a disclaimer out right now because I'm such a bad loser that, like, I gave it to Chase because it was his birthday. But there is still one more round.
Also, my birthday's not for another 2 weeks, so we have a couple more episodes that you're going to have to keep giving me birthday presents.
Your birthday's in, like, 9 days. That is not 2 weeks. No, it's not.
Do you not know my birthday?
It's on the following Monday. That's 9 days.
Next Friday? Monday, the next Monday.
Your birthday's in 10 days.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
It's in 10 days.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, bitch.
I don't know how to do math. I never said I could do math.
Okay, well, I can have maybe a redemption here if you get this one wrong, but I don't know. I love the bling. I love the jewelry. I love it all.
I think I know it too.
No! He knows!
Because I already used all my hints, so I'm going to have to just guess. Gretchen.
Yes! Chase wins! You don't need to ask me my last one.
No, I think you should have to. You have to have your last one.
Chase, I said no.
No, you have to have it.
Okay.
A good set of lashes can fix anything, even a mugshot.
Tinsley.
Yeah.
God, if I had just thought through. This is why it's important to think before you speak, people. Because I didn't even think about Dolores. Because, I mean, love you, Dolores. But you're really a go girl, give us nothing on the show.
Oh, now she's coming for Dolores. She's not coming for me. She's coming for Dolores.
Like I say, I don't lose well. I'm taking my anger out on anyone involved. Like, someone could, like your dog could walk by right now and I would probably yell at him. I mean, I'm not going to kick him. I could just probably yell at him. Like, okay. I'm not. Okay, whatever.
Hey, Cassidy, thank you for being a good loser. But I had to admit something.
What? Was I right? Wait, what are you to admit? Did you see it?
No, I cheated.
How did you cheat?
I had all the answers.
This is oh my God. Are you joking?
But you should feel way better because I knew like none of them, so you definitely won.
I have been bamboozled. I have been attacked. Oh my God, why did this just happen to me?
Are you being punked?
Am I being... Ashton Kutcher, where are you at? Is this a joke right now? Oh wait, they were doing that show with Pauly D and Vinny. Pauly D and Vinny, where are you at?
Yeah, we're trying to get a pilot picked up.
Why did you just do that to me? Oh my God.
I thought you'd be happy because you definitely won.
Oh no, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm very happy now. I'm like, where's my fake cigarette to blow out?
I also just love in your time of loss, you go for Dolores. That was my favorite part.
I'm so sorry, Dolores. I actually love you. You're a rescue dog. You're beautiful. I love Big Ham Linky. I love Lil Ham Linky. I'm so sorry for that attack on you. I'm actually a big fan. So that's how bad it is, right? I'm in genuine shock right now. Also, like, I should have known better that there's no way in hell that you would have known 50% of those, let alone the Gretchen one. The way you were so like, you were like, oh yes, bling and jewelry.
Wait,
I think I know
question.
this one.
Did my acting skills come into effect?
I would say the New York acting classes have finally come into effect for the first time.
I'll take a bow.
I'm gonna take a bow and leave. So it was so good seeing you today. We're not even getting into shows this
cheers
week.
to our game.
No, I'm not cheersing you for that game. Are you kidding me right now? Now that I know I can never trust this man to the left of me again, I guess it's time to move on to the Real Housewives of Dallas.
What did you think about this episode?
I mean, I am really excited for like next week when they go on this like Austin cast trip because like
Same.
I love when they're all shoved into a house together for days and alcohol is consumed and it's a fun time. But other than that, I thought it was an okay episode. Like, I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like Stephanie's scenes were, like, super boring. Like,
yeah.
It's cool that she's doing this charity work. It's amazing. It's outside of Houston, a place that she's putting lockers into.
And I did think that. I was like, the charity itself is great. And I think it's perfect because her husband's company is a locker manufacturer and installer. So I'm like, this is the perfect way to, share the wealth, literally.
Right.
And it's just like, it's cool. I like it. It was just nothing there. If anything, it was kind of like, oh, this is a whole thing that's showing your husband is like supportive, but not supportive and kind of like being weird about it. Like it was like, if anything, it was bad.
I would agree.
Like, I think it should have highlighted more of the actual work and not so much the husband thing.
He almost treated her like a child in the sense of like, oh, have this done by the time I get back, or you have to give me a back massage. I'd be like, okay, like you can... And I think they have a good relationship, and I do think they like get along, and I don't think he treats her bad.
There just are some of those like very like old school things that are still clearly in Travis.
Think about season 1, whenever he literally would go to work and he would leave her a task of things that she had to get done.
Exactly.
While she's raising 2 children, by the way. It's like she's doing like nothing.
And also, not to break the fourth wall here, but she makes a hefty salary on now season 5 of a reality show on Bravo.
Touche. I forget that a lot.
Like, it has to be like good 6 figures. Like, she's making money.
100%.
So I want to say that. But we do start off the episode. I think we do like kind of a little compilation of the housewives doing things. And what I took out of it is that Tiffany's house is massive. Tiffany's house is beautiful. And I want to live there. I wouldn't know what I would do with all the space, but I will figure it out.
Well, I don't need all the space. I'm just moving into the wine cellar in the basement.
Oh, there you go.
Like, exactly. I'm just crashing out there.
I just want my own wine manufacturing company, as they have.
They have 3 Moons. Yeah, they have their own wine.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
I also think her husband is so amazing. Like, I know she's amazing, obviously. But her husband, like, she literally sat down and she was like, I have to work, but I want to plan this birthday party. He's like, oh, I'll get the dough together. I'll get the chef. I'll get the food together. I'll do that. And I thought that was, like, so sweet. Yeah,
and their $15,000 pizza oven.
I mean, that was freaking... I would kill to have that in my backyard.
But you're not wrong. I thought we saw it last episode when she was kind of talking about, like, the struggles of being a working mom.
Yeah.
And he was supportive.
Yeah.
And now she's like, hey, I'm busy. Like, I need some help planning this party. It's like, oh, like
and
you
not
said,
that
no
he's
worries.
not busy too.
Oh,
like,
he's busy
he's
too,
not a
exactly.
stay-at-home dad. We know that he
No.
also is. Not that you're not busy if you're a stay-at-home dad. Of course, I know you would be. But he also has like a full-time job, like running a pretty big company.
And he's very supportive.
Yeah,
and, I really like their whole entire family. I like him. Well, not a lot of times does that husband come on the show and we like them.
That's so true.
So
I
he's
also
winning.
felt like they showed those throwback pictures of her as a child when she was like talking about, you know, she always like wanted to have that group of friends, but she was always studying and she was always getting ready for tests. Literally when she was a baby, she looked just like her daughters. Like those pictures going up, I was like, she literally is her
so
twins. Yeah,
she looks just like her twins.
She looks just like her twins. But Deandra went and saw her shaman.
I was gonna say we cannot pass over this damn shaman.
But how much does this shaman get paid? Because he had a nice house.
Hey girl. That's what he said when Deandra
Oh, you're right, he did. And his like long, beautiful, curly, flowing hair. Hey girl.
All I could think about is like, is this gay man scamming Deandra's ass?
Honestly, he is an icon. He is a gay icon if he is scamming Deandra.
Sideburns and all.
Millions of dollars to literally have her come in and cover her in like a plant bed and say like, tell me about your struggles. Like, I am very into this.
I mean, at the moment that we're recording this, Valentine's is coming up, and all I could think about is like, should I get my man naked and just
drizzle him in a flower bed? Or I'm like, here you go. Here's a start. We have some rose petals laying around if you're not watching, but here's a start. Cover him. Do
you think you'd be into it? And will he pay me $1,000 after?
He will absolutely not be into it. He will probably charge you $1,000 for doing it.
You're not wrong.
He's like gonna Venmo request $1,000 afterwards. But yeah,
I just can't believe this shaman has gotten so much screen time.
It's honestly, he's as big of a side player in the show as Brooks Marks is in Salt Lake now.
And I like the shaman more.
He is. Same. Also, Cam got a little visit from her hot dog trainer, as we call him. Oh my god,
I literally wrote down, he's so hot, but he can't spell. But we don't care.
But he's still hot. Like, that's all that matters. Hot. He's still hot. And gave her a C minus, C plus.
C minus, I think.
For how she's doing with Fancy.
I mean, Fancy literally has regressed completely.
I mean, like, I can't talk.
Oh,
like,
me either.
My dog is terrible.
Like, I can act like I can judge, and then I, like, have memories, and I'm like, oh, wait, no.
I'm like, and your dog's still 10 times well-behaved more than mine.
But that was funny.
But then, like, we already talked about Stephanie in the locker, so I think we should kind of jump into Tiffany talking about, like, she's getting ready for her party.
Yeah, day of the party.
Day of party, which is the bulk of this episode.
Yeah.
And she says she's not used to having people at her house. Like, it's her sanctuary. She likes to keep it a place of peace. And
I understand that.
100% understand that. Absolutely. Like, I don't have people over enough because also same. But she then says, I have a meeting the next day. So everyone needs to leave at 10:30. What are your thoughts on that? She sends this text to the entire group that are heading to her house at the time.
I thought it was completely fine.
Completely agree.
Because how she also phrased it, she was like, hey guys, I want to have y'all over. I want to have this party. I do have a meeting.
It's her birthday, right?
I don't know if it was a birthday.
It was her birthday, yeah.
Was it?
It was her birthday party, and that's why she wanted to have
even
it.
more like, okay, well, it's my birthday, so
I can do
whatever
what the fuck I want to.
But I thought the message was actually nice. It was like, hey, I have to work in the morning. I still want y'all over. Like, yes. I am going to end the party at 10:30. Can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And I feel like, especially us, we're very bad about this. And it usually goes the opposite direction when we do this. But we'll be like, hey, we'll go have a few drinks. We need to be home by 9 because we have work tomorrow. We have stuff to do tomorrow. And that's usually the times where we end up the most hammered,
yeah,
the most housed.
My ass is rolling.
The most cracked, the most housed.
I am rolling myself in the door at probably 2 a.m.
Like 2 a.m. Those are like have historically been our worst times, and the most hungover the next day. When we say I absolutely cannot be hungover the next day is when you end up hungover.
Yeah, so But it didn't happen that way.
No, well,
and
she
I thought
sent
the
that
message
message.
was fine.
She sent that message, and Cam immediately in the car was like, I'm going to put a alarm on my phone, and for 10:22, whatever she does, to make sure we're out of the house by 10:30. And I'm just like, okay, petty bitch.
Yeah, so petty. But I do think that, like, you know how you were saying that, like, Tiffany doesn't really host that much and stuff like that? It did show a little bit, because I do feel like she seemed very uncomfortable having people over, and I do think she was trying really hard to, like, entertain them, which I totally understand, because when you have people over, especially ones that you don't know that well, you really want to impress them. So I think she tried to impress them a little bit too much, but also they're being, like, kind of, like, shady and stuff.
I kind of think, especially because I totally respect not wanting shoes in your house. That's completely fine as well. But maybe, like, since she was upstairs getting ready still and she knew the girls were getting there, I maybe would have just, like, put a sign on the front door, like, would you mind taking your shoes off when you come in? Or, like, I'm putting shoe covers by the front door, instead of having to, like, yell across the house at Deandra to do it. Because I think it was a little bit, Deandra was kind of like, what? Yeah. And then she did it, like, and it's fine, completely fine, respect that.
Because I feel like you're a person that doesn't love shoes in the house, right?
It's because... Like, it's because it's a new build, so whenever you walk through... A
new build. Okay, cool.
Oh my god, it's a new build. Great. When you walk down the driveway, you pick up a bunch of... No, because I don't mind shoes in the house for, like, cleanliness and things like that, which is why I feel like a lot of people worry about it. But when you walk down, it literally picks up so much... like dirt, like compact dirt on your shoe.
Construction dust.
Yes, construction dust. So like I don't mind if someone like tracks in the house, but it's like going up the stairs. Okay, also cleaning a bunch of stairs is literally hell. It's like I did not think about this.
You have to go up there.
Literally, I'm like climbing up them. I'm crab walking up my stairs trying to clean them every time. So I'm like, it's just... That's why I prefer it. I leave my shoes down there. I like when people take them off down there. You don't have to.
I don't mind it. That's why it's like, you don't for example, like, if you just put a sign, I would be completely fine with it. I respect it. It's your house, not mine.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Who am I to say
100%
what you want? But I just thought she just was a little uncomfortable hosting. And honestly, hosting's hard and it's not for everybody.
It's 100%. Like, you are married to, and I'm saying married to because you basically are married to, like, the best host in the world. So, like,
it's not me.
Nails everything. Well, you come through with your
pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket, which we love. But yeah, it's definitely difficult, and I would say it shows a little bit, because when people come in and you literally say, we have 3 rules tonight, then I'm immediately like, I don't like to follow rules. I don't like anyone telling me what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like,
and her last rule was fun.
Yeah. I think, and I do not like Carrie very much, but whenever Carrie said, like, her third rule was have fun, that would have been my first rule if I was having a party.
Which I understood. I was like, well, you are having a party, so I understand.
Yeah. But also, like, calling people out on the first 2 rules. The first one was, like, you, like, have to, like, try all the pizzas, and you have to be honest in ranking them. I know that's hard for this group. And then the second one is no fighting, which I love all these rules, but almost like when you tell someone you can't fight, you almost want to start fighting with someone. It's like, wait, hold on, you're telling me I can't? Now I need to. Like, that's... But yeah, they do the piñata.
Which I thought was... weird.
Okay, I love a piñata. You don't like a piñata?
Oh, I do too. It just was like random. They showed up with a piñata at someone's house and I'm like, let's do piñata. It like didn't match.
I was like, okay, vibe. I was like, because I definitely had a piñata a couple years ago filled with scratch cards, and it was like my wet dream.
The piñata itself, amazing. I love hitting things. I want to win things. Okay, hitting piñatas.
I love to hit things. Did you say piñata? You 100% said piñata.
I did not pronounce that right. I feel like I'm Cameron. Shit.
You just have penis on the brain. It's fine.
I know. I was talking about naked petals.
Ooh,
okay, sorry. I'm getting hot.
But that's where they find out they're going to go to Austin, when they bust it all open. Yes. When they bust the piñata all open.
Bust it wide open, baby.
And it's clues for their trip to Austin. Yeah. And that's where they're going.
Which is cute. And I get the point of it after that. But whenever she first brought in the piñata, I was like, oh, you're just bringing your own piñata?
Well, it is weird because it was Tiffany's birthday. Like, I'm pretty confident in this. And they
I don't know if it was her birthday.
I swear it was her birthday.
We're going to go along with it, but I don't know.
Lisa Barlow, this bitch. Roll the tapes. Like, we have to go back and roll the tapes. It was her birthday.
I don't know. She just had a party.
It was her birthday. Anyways, they kept talking about hers versus talking about Tiffany's, like, at all.
No.
Maybe it wasn't her birthday. Now I'm not confident because no one found a present. But I Googled because okay, I'll get into it.
Wait, wasn't your Gmail full?
Bitch, shut up. Okay. Okay, my email was full today, and tell me if anyone has ever had to do this. My email was full, and it's a Gmail account, and it told me I had to upgrade my storage and pay $2 a month because I can't get any more emails because it wasn't coming through today. And Chase keeps telling me that I've been like scammed.
I definitely sent her like a phishing email, and now she's paying me
$2 a month to someone. Please tell me if anyone else has ever had to do this because I'm feeling very attacked, and I'm upset about this.
But anyways, it was. Going back to so the party was a pizza making party. And that was like because they wanted to use her pizza making oven, blah, blah, blah. And the whole game was like, oh, we're going to do our own toppings and everyone's going to like judge each other. Very Chopped, which I'm really into. I love to judge. Chopped. I love to eat. And Tiffany decided to bring out crickets. Thoughts? I need to know.
Did you? Okay. I would say if Tiffany was like a huge cricket fan and like loved eating them, but did you see the little scene when she was stood at the pizza bar with Deandra and they both ate a couple of them and Tiffany goes, these are not good.
Yeah.
And Deandra goes, yeah, they taste like dirt. So I felt like Tiffany almost did it just to like be like, hey, I'm gonna make these bitches eat crickets.
Oh, for sure. That was completely why she did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have tried it. I wouldn't have been mad, honestly.
I do have a quick story on my crickets because you know the time I went to Mexico and I ate a bite of a chicken burger and I almost died. Basically, I got very sick. I ate undercooked chicken. The night before this happened, I actually ate like 2 handfuls of crickets. No,
I just munch them like they're chips.
No, like it was a whole thing. My brother's wife's family sent them over to the table, like trying to be funny. And me and my brother were like, "Fuck this, we're gonna eat them all" because we were hammered. And like we started like eating all of them. And then the next day, I also like almost died. So I equate the chicken burger and the crickets kind of together.
Maybe you're just like massively hungover.
No, I mean, I was sick for 2 weeks. So, like,
that's a raging hangover.
I think I was like 22 and hungover for 2 weeks. Like, it was not a hangover. Anyways, whatever. That was my story on that real quick.
So but you had flashbacks, is what you're saying.
I had a little bit of a flashback, but I will say that Brandi definitely heard, oh, it's because the crickets were in the pizza, and then she went and got sick.
I thought that was so dramatic. I understand people that are sensitive to foods, but she was completely fine until she said that. And throwing up, I'm sorry, that was a little much.
Sorry, but Detective Cassidy once again got on the case for this. Okay, and this is why I thought it was her birthday. I googled, Carrie's birthday is the end of July. Tiffany's birthday is like August 14th, which is easy to remember because I'm also a 14th birthday. So that would have been about 2 weeks apart. And then I did even more math in my little brain. And Brandi would have been about 3 months pregnant then. And probably did not know.
Oh my God.
So she was throwing up because she was pregnant.
This is detective work if I have ever heard it. Still don't believe it was her birthday, but I love your plea.
But I know her birthday is at least mid-August. That's how I did the math on these things.
I actually love this detective work. I am very proud of you. That is amazing.
That's what I do whenever I'm awake at 3 a.m.
I'm going to go with that. I like that theory. I'm going with it.
Well, she definitely would have been pregnant then for sure. So it makes sense why she would have been sick. Because she literally, Stephanie said, I think on Watch What Happens Live the other day, like, Brandy's about to pop at any moment. So I know she's literally having a baby. February.
So it wasn't the crickets.
It was the baby. I'm like, that's even weird. But... yeah, that was pretty much the episode.
Would you been mad if someone needed?
If someone stuck it in and it tasted good, I'd be like...
That's really the root of this entire episode was, would you be mad if you ate crickets?
No, as long as I would have been mad that she didn't have a side of ranch dressing there that I saw to dip my pizza in. I don't care about the crickets.
I will put those crickets in ranch and I'll be happy with it.
And I'll eat them.
That is the end of the episode, but did you watch the preview?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Insane.
And my favorite thing was when Deandra was walking away from the table and it says, go fuck yourself.
Yes,
that energy, I related to it. I was like, I've always, if I'm getting mad and I say go fuck yourself and I walk out, I feel so powerful.
That's how you know the shaman's working. Oh my God.
Well, that was Dallas for the week. Do you want to get into the Salt Lake City reunion 1?
There is nothing I'd like to do more than jump into Salt Lake City Part 1 reunion.
Ooh, and so would Rihanna. She slid into Heather's DMs, and I Love that. I just love that Rihanna just quit making music and just watches Housewives full time.
I'm sorry, Rihanna's had the blessing to do that because you order so much Fenty skincare that you are literally...
Honestly, guys, zoom in on my face. It's glowing.
Like, you are supplementing Rihanna's income by how much Fenty you buy.
If my Fenty buying lets her have the freedom to love Housewives,
tell him, bitch.
I will give her that.
Rihanna, you're welcome.
Please slide into my DMs.
I know, like, I've never been more jealous of anything ever. And then, but Rihanna also, remember, slid into Dorinda's DMs a few years ago. That's what I'm saying.
She loves the Housewives.
I mean, as if we didn't know Rihanna was a queen enough already. I mean, come on.
And then she loves the people that we love too.
Like, we're a stan. But let's talk about the set for a hot second. It is the most incredible set.
For a season 1 reunion,
yes,
they spent a lot of money. They knew they knew it was a hit. They knew it was gonna be a hit or gonna continue to be a hit because that was an amazing set.
I was almost bummed that it was in New York because it looked so Salt Lake. I was like, this has to be in Salt Lake. Like, they flew there and brought in the fresh snow from outside and made a whole moment like an elk's gonna walk by in the background.
Like Andy was gonna leave New York.
Yeah, that's also true. I should have known better. Maybe if he could come get your cloud sweater, he would have.
Hey, I'll give you my address.
But, I mean, I feel like one of the first things they really talked about was, like, the thumbs up thing again. Which, by the way, okay, my dumbass never understood when they talked about it the first time. Like, oh, like, thumbs up. And Lisa was like, well, everyone knows that's kind of like a fuck you. And then in hindsight, it does kind of make sense that someone would be like, yeah, like go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but, like, in a text message, like, I don't really send thumbs up. But it's like, if someone said something and I was like, okay, and I did a thumbs up, I wouldn't...
Well, it's two thumbs. It's not one.
Oh.
It's the two thumbs that's problematic, I think.
So whenever I say, oh my gosh, and I put 8 G's, is that a fuck you?
No, that's just, oh my god. You're gagged at that point. You are gooped. You are done. That's what that means.
I didn't know if just repeating things means fuck you, or is it just thumbs up?
No, it's just I think it's just a thumbs up. But what do we know? Because we didn't even know about this.
We also don't live in Salt Lake City, and apparently it only happens there.
Yeah, that's also true. But it's not a Mormon thing. They specifically said it's not a Mormon thing.
It's not Mormon, but it's Salt Lake, where there's a lot of Mormons.
Which is true. Also, Mary discussing her hair was, like, one of the funniest Mary has ever been. She was like, it was so bad. Like, it hurt my feelings how bad it was. It really hurt my feelings like, about herself. And I was like, I love that she can own that.
What I also just love Mary was... in the entire season, was on her own planet. In this reunion, she was also on her own planet.
Mary lives on Mars.
Yeah, like, she really does.
Mary changed the last letter. She's on Mars. Mary on Mars.
Oh my god. Mary changed the last letter? Oh my god.
Let me blow out my cigarette and tell you about it. But the way she said that was hilarious to me because she's someone who's so vain. So the fact that she could own it, like my hair was shit. Although I never noticed her hair was that bad.
Me either. She did own that like teal whatever green fluffy outfit. She's like, you know what? I liked it. You don't have to like it. It was runway. I'm a fan. Don't care.
While shitting on people who weren't a sample size, she literally said, not everyone's a sample size. Not everyone can fit into it. I'm like, she cannot help but to like fat shame people or like shame people in general for
you're not wrong.
I mean, she is like,
I wasn't hyping her up. I was hyping up her delusion.
Oh, for sure. She's like, I thought it looked good. I loved it. It was like, okay, well, that makes one of us in the entire universe. Like, you and the designer, that's two of y'all.
We're in your closet.
Like, they kind of talk about the swinger stuff. Like,
which I was like, I don't understand why we're talking about this.
Well, I feel like Lisa got super defensive of
which I didn't understand. I was like, why can't there be swingers?
Well, I think because she's so involved in, like, the Mormon church, like, the Latter-day Saints, and she thinks, like, oh...
But
like,
Whitney said it wasn't a Mormon thing.
Right, but I think because kind of... And we love Heather, but Heather was kind of talking a lot throughout that. So I don't know if that was fully being communicated, because it was, like, 3 people were talking at once.
True. Well, because I think Heather thinks it is a Mormon thing, and Whitney's saying it could be a Mormon thing, but it's more just
right, like they
Utah
were on 2
thing.
different planets again on that part.
Because the thing is, just because you're Mormon and just because you're not Mormon doesn't mean you can't like swinging.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
I think it's just a person thing.
Apparently, like down here, if you put a pineapple on your doorstep in the suburbs, it means you're a swinger.
Oh my god, not SpongeBob.
No, not SpongeBob's how? Not Bikini Bottoms. Who's the bottom?
Bottom's here.
Oh my god! But on that note, bottoms up next.
Well, speaking of bottoms, Brookes. We talk about
I just
Brooke.
shut my notebook. Hold on, I have to get my notes back out. Oh my god. No, sorry, no, we can't talk about Brooks. That's somebody's son.
No, child.
That's their child.
That's Meredith's child we're talking
that
about.
is no, it's her child.
Yeah. So we go into the segment of Jen throwing shade at Brooks's one look fashion show.
Is it shade if it's true?
No, but I guess Meredith's point was like, well, the way you said it and the context you said it was shady. Fine, but she wasn't wrong.
I mean, I don't know. I just...
But I have to say, the most annoying thing of this reunion...
I know this. I was waiting for you to say this line.
...is that Brooks is my child, not a housewife.
Oh, that, and also, Brooks saved his own money to start Mark's Fashion. Both of those were both like...
Yeah, isn't he 20 years old?
A, he's 20 years old. He probably didn't save his own money, let's be honest. B, he gets more airtime than Mary got all season. So how are you going to tell me he's not fair game?
He got confessionals. Once you get confessionals, you are fair game for the shade being thrown by other housewives. If you want to act like a housewife, expect the treatment.
And on that note, we are dropping the fucking mic.
And that's done with Brooks.
You're right, though. I mean, but Andy kind of being like, oh my god, how do I get a tracksuit? We're like, Andy, stop.
And
Stop.
I get
He was
the
being
comedy
nice.
around it. No, I get the comedy around it because a lot of people on Instagram have bought them as like jokes, but also who doesn't love a sweatsuit? I get it. It's fine. But we're giving energy to people that really don't need the energy is what I think.
And we just gave him about 5 minutes of our energy, so who's laughing
And now I'm exhausted.
Yes, now I'm like mentally felt like I've run a marathon.
But then I think pretty much the, not rest of the episode, but a lot of the episode is Lisa against
Heather.
everyone else. Heather and Whitney.
Also, this is the moment whenever Lisa and Heather really started going at it, where I noticed that Lisa's hands were the color of like Fanta soda.
Yes.
She was orange as hell. She literally looked like she like put makeup on Trump like before. Like, what was she doing?
It was like wiping the rest
Like,
off on her arms.
I don't fake tan, but like I'm pretty sure that like you put gloves on first. No,
You would think, and also like you're getting professional makeup, you're getting professional hair.
why
Wouldn't
would
you get a professional spray tan?
I know, and Lisa's like so stunning. So I'm like, why are you
Yeah,
going
it was
that
just
route,
like
girl?
because a lot of the camera was on her, and she was using a lot of hand motions because
Yes.
she's from New York.
And like I never realized how much until we started doing this podcast how much of a hand talker I am. But I am literally like with my hands, like I'm doing a magic show every time I talk, which I did not realize until this.
But at least your hand
It's
is not orange.
I just panted. My hand's like freaking oranger than orange.
But I do. Oh yeah, what if it was? I do think it was a very Lisa heavy episode.
Yes.
And one comment I'll make is my boyfriend going in to the reunion was like, I actually came around to Lisa at the end of the season. I kind of liked her. At the end of the reunion, he's like, no, I'm remembered why I don't like her anymore.
Interesting.
Because she was very full of herself. She is Lisa's biggest fan. And Whitney said something at one point where Whitney said, you do give us compliments, but you give us compliments so we thank you. Like, you're doing it for your own self. Like, for example, I'm like, hey, Cassie, you're pretty. And you say, oh my God, thank you. It's like, no, I'm actually doing it for myself because I want you to be like, oh, she's a really nice person.
I get that. I do think that's fair, and I can see people's side on that. But I really walked away from it, and I know we're not done with this, but I walked away from it as I still kind of like Lisa, and I still love Heather. So it's almost more difficult. It's
hard to actually
we have to
decide.
We have to give Jen Shaw some props in this episode, because there was a moment wherever like she was speaking and then Mary was talking and then Mary looked at Jen dead in the eyes and said like, shut up, nobody's talking to you. And I feel like Jen Shaw 6 months ago would have turned around and been like, fuck you, and like screamed.
Yeah.
And she laughed it off and turned to the side. I'm like,
Very
we
true.
call that growth. And Jen, I feel like
yes.
she has grown because maybe her relationship has grown with like Coach Shaw, and maybe she's like more expressive and she's more happy, and maybe that's why she was better this like because I thought Jen came off actually pretty well, other than like the non-apology to
imagine
Heather.
watching yourself doing all that blowing up and freaking out. I feel like that does force you to be like, okay, let me look in myself a little
Girl,
bit.
there are still housewives that act that way and then come back and defend their actions.
Ramona
Singer and do not change at all. So
you're right.
I don't know. I think Jen came back a little bit better. Although someone did shade her very hard by sending in an email saying, for a woman in her 50s, and she was like, I'm like 45. Like, this is so shady.
I hate to bring Brooks up again.
Oh, not again.
But you were talking about Jen, and we're going back to the whole, like...
Jen's vagina, as Mary called it.
Vagina.
That was, like, my favorite. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Mary, whenever they were talking about the whole vagina gate, she pronounced vagina vagina, and it's, like, my new favorite thing to say, so expect it a lot.
It's coming.
It's coming. Oh, the
vagina
is coming. I was like...
Yikes. Well, Brooks would not like that.
He would not like that at all.
And so what did you think about that? Because, like, I remember us both being so, like, against Brooks's idea of, like, being so disgusted by Jen because she didn't really do anything.
I still don't believe they saw the vagina.
I don't think so either.
I think they were gaslighting the hell out of her with that.
I think so too. And Jenny actually had receipts because
Jenny.
Jenny. I don't know how you call her Jenny.
Jenny Shaw, as we call her around here. Like,
she's one of our friends, Jenny.
We're super personal.
Jen was saying, like, talking about how Meredith invited her to stay the night and stuff like that. And Meredith's over here saying, like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And Jen's like, I stayed at your house. I have the receipts. Like,
yes.
Meredith's really trying to distance herself from that whole thing.
Yes.
And I don't really understand why.
Well, and Jen also said, which is a kind of big revelation, it shouldn't be, but she said, the only time I saw Brooks upset that night is whenever he went upstairs and saw you smoking.
Yes.
And that's it. But do you think that she was smoking a cigarette, or do you think she was smoking something else that made him upset?
Ooh, interesting.
Like, do you think that it was a cigarette, or do you think there was something else going on? And then Meredith turns around and flips it on Jen, saying, but you started filming me. And Jen genuinely looked shocked. She was like, what? I didn't film you.
Yeah, I thought that was very weird. It was like, what would she gain from that? Like,
maybe posterity.
If she was smoking cigarettes.
Do you remember that on Dallas? Whenever the ladies jumped in that cold water in, like, Iceland, and
Oh,
Leanne
yes.
filmed, and she kept saying it was for posterity, and she kept saying that over and over and over again. But no, I don't believe that she filmed her, and I don't
know why she would have, because, like, if she was a secret smoker and, like, smoking, like, when she has a drink,
I like to smoke when I have a drink too.
That's fine. What is secret about that?
Do you think it was a cigarette?
I don't know.
I think this might be pasta.
Ooh.
It's not about
of
the
the
pasta.
smoking variety, though.
It's not about the pasta. I don't know. We'll see. I find it very interesting. But
oh, I did have a question for you. Did you hear that part where Mary was saying that, like, her dad passed away, and, like, she was also sad because of, like, they were talking about, like,
and
Heather's dad passed away, which
yeah.
is really sad. And I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but I got to thinking, and I was really confused because, as we all know, Mary married her grandmother's husband.
Okay.
So now
I'm trying to keep up here.
Yes, okay. So her husband was once her dad's father-in-law.
Yes.
But now her husband is her dad's son-in-law.
Oh my god. I don't know. I just blacked out on all of that. But I guess it was. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just as confused
so
as you are.
confusing
I tried
to
to
me.
talk through it, and it was confusing.
I mean, I was, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't even know how to handle that. I'm never speechless, as y'all probably know by now. But yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
I'm going to say it's complicated AF because I do not understand anything that's happening here.
There's layers in that family.
There are not just layers. There is, like, a freaking another planet, and, like, there's, like, a crust and, like, a metamorphosis, and the world goes round, and I don't understand any of it.
It's Maryland, and no one else lives in
It's Maryland and Mars, and we don't know.
Do you have anything else from the reunion that you took out of it?
We do have to say, when Lisa gets called out about talking with her hands or being expressive, and Heather says, because she says, I'm a New Yorker, and Heather's like, you've been in Utah for 20 years. That was funny to me. And also, I feel like
that.
Everyone, I mean, we have to also talk about whenever the printer did not come through for Whitney. And Whitney was like, I have the messages to prove it, and hands it off to Andy. And Andy was like, you need a better Xerox, babe. Like,
I was he was like, babe. I was like, ooh, whenever you babe somebody is not good.
It reminded me, did you ever see the Billy on the street when he's like, sweetie, don't babe me? Like, and then he runs off.
That's that energy right
That
there.
is my favorite thing ever. I couldn't. But it ended on Lisa saying, because of the way that Heather has attempted to portray Lisa, and on the flip side, Heather saying, no, that's the way you've portrayed yourself, that Lisa's been getting a bunch of hate mail on Twitter and, like, telling her, like, she's a horrible mom and all these things. Which I believe it. People are crazy.
No, I believe that people are saying
We got
it.
our first thumbs down on YouTube, so people are crazy.
Yeah, Ruth, don't you love looking at our faces?
Like
that's
why would we
offensive.
ever get a thumb? We're getting a bunch of thumbs down from that right now.
I know.
Just confess on
We
that.
just asked for it. But
I think it's funny, so it's fine.
She did laugh. I don't agree with that. It's Heather's fault. Like, you are on a reality show. You're being portrayed the way that you portrayed yourself, and probably a little bit of editing. But I don't blame Heather for that.
Well, someone did say, I don't like the way... And I was okay with how Lisa handled herself at the reunion. I thought it was all right. And I thought Heather did a good job. I really thought everyone did all right.
I thought it was a great reunion. Like, everyone handling themselves.
100%. But someone said, I don't like Lisa's strategy of I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say about me is reflective of you. Like, is kind of the...
I mean, she was doing that very, like, childish, like, I think you're dismissive. She's like, well, you're dismissive. So she was doing that. I think it was a defense mechanism. I think it was, like, you react that way just because it's, like, the first thing you think of. Like, I'm going to put it back on you. I think that's kind of natural. I just didn't like that she blamed Heather for being bullied. I'm like, no, Twitter just bullies people for no fucking reason.
True. That's
just you being on TV. You're going to get bullied no matter what.
You have to expect it.
It sucks. I don't agree with it, but I don't blame Heather. I blame reality TV
Speaking
and Twitter.
of Twitter and things and social media, this is kind of my last thing that I felt we had to bring up, because we tried to figure out why Jen had so many assistants and how she had all that money, and we finally figured it out. They freaking started a basically company that like is logistics and like target audience and things. So they're probably making bank
target
off
marketing,
this.
like SE.
It's like
SEC.
algorithms and like we sound so stupid right now. But us trying to figure out.
We didn't start the company. I don't need to know it.
I mean, we're basically Heather, like, I don't know what you do, but I like it. Like, let's go to like Tao and let's go to the club and have the best
for
time.
Sure.
But anyways, that's how they make a ton of money, because that stuff that's very lucrative. I almost feel like she's like Sonia Morganing us a little bit. Like, where's the toaster oven? Like, none of us understand anything that's going on, but she's like on a much smarter level.
See, what makes me fishy, and I'm still like weird about it. If you have such a successful business and you're on this platform, why wouldn't you advertise for it? Everyone else was.
Maybe it's like more of like a B2B type business.
That's fair, but wouldn't you still just be like, hey, I'm going to work today?
Like Wolf Man, whatever Lisa's sons have.
Fresh Wolf Baby.
Fresh Wolf Baby. I say it like that's not all you're getting for your birthday, Fresh Wolf.
Oh, God, I get a Brooks Marks and a Fresh Wolf.
And a Fresh Wolf. Oh, my God.
I would take Iris and Beau. That's Whitney's brand.
Oh, my God. You're already keeping Rihanna in business.
And some Botox from Beauty Lab.
And we want our 15 minutes. And I want my knees done. You're turning 28. It's time for your knees to be done.
Yeah, my knees are ready. My knees have been giving out.
Ooh. Well, I feel like that was most of Salt Lake for this week.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was a good reunion. The set was amazing, and I'm very happy about it.
I can't wait to see Mary fall asleep next week.
Woo!
Why, hello. We almost didn't see you there. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Bravo Peace Theater. I cannot stick with this accent the whole time. I was really trying, guys. I promise. But we're going to recreate a classic Bravo scene and play different characters. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's go. Lynn, curtains up.
Kim.
Excuse me, I'm not talking to you.
And I'm talking to you.
Shut your fucking mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast.
Beast?
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare me?
You came into my home.
And I apologized.
Actually, you didn't. Actually, you didn't.
I don't like you.
Guess what? I don't particularly like you either. I can't find one damn thing I like about you right now in this moment.
Good. I've never found one thing to like about you.
I did nothing to you.
From your hair to your face to your attitude. And scene. Well, that was this week's Bravo Peace Theater. I hope you enjoyed. We had a very chaotic time of filming that because we couldn't decide who should be which character. So we were going back and forth. And bear in mind, it is a printed paper with just the whole scene on it. And we were deciding, I was like, okay, maybe we should switch. And, you know, I'll do Kim and you do Eileen. And Chase, deadass serious, said, all right, well, let's switch papers. And I hope that's as funny to you guys as it was to us. Is I fell on the floor. Like, I almost peed myself laughing so hard. I was like, babe, we have the same exact
It's
script.
a script. You read.
You just read we don't have it highlighted. It wasn't anything. It was 10 lines. But this is our famous actor from New York. So.
Okay, anyways. On that note, Summer House.
Let's go to Summer House. Okay, full disclaimer. We, definitely were a little drunk at this point when Summer House was on.
True.
So we're going to do our best to recap. We got a little chatty. We haven't seen each other in a few days. And this is our recap of Summer House.
Hope you enjoy.
Hope you enjoy.
I mean, again, I think it was a lot of Hannah and Luke and like
That's better than you described it before we talked about it, because you said what's his name and what's her name. So we're already on an upward spiral. That can't be a thing.
I'm doing the Lord's work here for you guys.
Doing the Lord's work. It's definitely a lot of Luke and Hannah.
Yeah, and it's not that it's a problem, but it's just like, it's a lot of he said, she said, and whenever... Actually, you know what? It's not, because Luke pretty much said, hey, I see Hannah as a friend. I'm pursuing Sierra.
This is the first time he's fully said this, though.
That's true.
Like, Sierra, like, it opened up kind of the episode, like, Sierra laying by the pool, which talking about how she's a nurse and a model, which I'm like, okay, putting all the rest of us to fucking shame. Like, thanks, Sierra. Like, you're gorgeous, you're a model, and you're a nurse. Great. Just kidding. We love that and we respect that. But that was a bit of it, and then we jumped into Carl's mom getting married.
Yeah, wow, that was amazing. They all dressed up. That was really cute, actually.
I mean, how cute were Leo and Sharon on their wedding day?
I know. They were really cute. I'm happy that she's happy, because that was like, been a storyline on Summer House a lot, is that his mom got divorced like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And it like really affected him, and then kind of like when he went into a deep, dark circle and doesn't believe in relationships, blah, blah, blah. So it's cool to see her like find her happiness, and I think
it helped Carl find his happiness.
Exactly, because Carl was like, well, I went into a deep place. I feel like when she was in a deep place, and now that I see her happy, that's what's most important. And I'm like, good for you. So it was cute when they all got dressed up.
I mean, it's cute anytime a boy says his mom is his best friend, and like he says that, and he says that she's kind of raising his brother's daughter as well, because his brother's dealt with some heavy stuff, and he's like, I kind of disconnected from it, but now that I'm in a better place, I think, you know, I want to reach out, like try to have everyone get back into a better place with each other. And I was like, I mean, I never thought I'd say it, but like, I'm so into Carl right now.
I mean, he's Carl 2.0 at this moment.
This is like, and I think there's a line that Paige is going to say at some point in this season. If I had met this Carl a few summers ago, like, we would have been together and happy and like living our best life. Well, the eye roll. There was a hardcore eye roll from Chase.
Okay, sorry. There was, because that just reminded me of the scene, because we were kind of talking about when Paige, what we were talking about in the episode when me and Cassie were watching it, because we were not paying attention. But Paige was talking to Sierra and trying to get some dirt out of her, some gossip.
She loves the tea.
And me and Cassie were both like, I think Paige is, even though this is talking about Hannah's man and about Hannah, Paige was really enjoying getting all of this dirt, this juice, this gossip, and was excited to tell. And I was like, I think she's so excited because she's so bored in her relationship and in her life right now. She's desperate for some entertainment. And this is entertaining to her because it has nothing to do with her.
Completely agree.
But it's fun. So I was like, and this is, I think, a thing where we're talking about, like, she makes a comment like that eventually about Carl. But she's currently in a relationship with Perry. So I think this is a kind of a foreshadowing moment. She's bored in her relationship and her life.
I completely agree with you. And I think something that confirms what you just said is at one point in this episode, she says, I kind of forgot I had a boyfriend. Like, I kind of forgot to call him. I kind of forgot that, like, this was a thing.
I can't believe that.
How do you forget that you have a boyfriend?
I don't know. I can't forget
Especially
him.
that early into the relationship, like, when you've only been together, like, a year. That's when you're, like, still obsessed with each other.
The quote-unquote honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon phase, 100%. But on the non-honeymoon phase, who we've seen go through a lot of trials and tribulations, Kyle and Amanda have, well, they call up both of their parents, and I love Amanda's dad. He gives me big Frank Catania energy, big Ham Linky energy, and they're talking about moving their date from September of last year to June of this year,
and everyone needs to be vaccinated,
and they said in hopes of, like, the general public will all be vaccinated by then.
High hopes.
We wish
I wish I had my vaccine. I'm ready.
100%. Stick it in me. I'm ready too. Genuinely.
Any hole, right?
Oh, not any hole. Oh, man.
But no, it was like they had that little moment, and that was cute. But it's like also we're thinking like, wow, this is the healthy relationship we're supposed to look up to on this show.
And that's what, like, Amanda. Like, I don't dislike Amanda, but I just didn't like the whole. This was jumping to the end of the episode. I love that they, like, did the whole thing for Kyle's birthday, but, like, expecting your friends to do it. And maybe it was just, like, a shady edit, but I felt like she was just talking to them, like, you're going to do this, and I plan this, and you're going to do this. It's one thing if your friends are like, hey, we want to, like, help you with it, which we would all do for each other. But I just thought it was very like, I don't know, like demanding, like expecting.
I mean, especially when their fucking stove doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. You guys gotta cook. You gotta cook a 4-course meal in a toaster oven. Oh my God, Sonia.
This would have really been great for you, Sonia.
This would have been a great moment for Sonia's maybe use Sonia's recipes.
I also think because they eventually throw a party, and they have like a roller skate party.
70s
Everyone's like
skating
drinking,
party.
and as you know, it's Summer House. They have a drink in their hands at all times. And honestly, what takes me out of it is I constantly am just thinking, do they get acid reflux?
Yeah, you did say that during tonight's episode, and then I like vibed that. I was like, because Loverboy, which I would love to try, but it's a sparkling hard tea. I cannot drink too much sparkling anything without being like dead.
Also, just wine even sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, whew, the acidity.
Also, like, bear in mind, Chase just pointed to a wine glass that has vodka in it. And the way he just straight up said wine.
And
Girl.
I wonder why I'm acid reflux.
And you wonder, you're drinking like straight vodka with like a little bit of water, and he's like, wine? Girl, that's not wine. That was a little bit of ASMR for y'all listening. But I did think there was a couple interesting things from this party. Number one, Lindsay is full on raging psychopath. Like, her boyfriend got a call from his boss and had to go like work and take a call. I would never ever, especially because he's in the hospitality industry. I almost said injury. The hospitality industry, which is hit harder than pretty much any industry last year. And now the fact that she was getting on to him for going to work, which bizarre to me. The second takeaway from this party was Luke, when he sat down and was talking with Hannah, he kept calling her bro and dude. And that was the first sign that it was like, okay, he is trying to friend zone her.
Oh, he
like literally said,
friend zoned her.
You know, I like
you,
dude. Like, yeah, bro, this is how we talk. Yes, dude. And I was just like,
yeah.
oh God, like we can see where this is going.
Yeah.
And it did go
and
there.
That's when he had that talk, right?
I think it was the next day he kind of had the talk, right? Or was it that night? Once again, we were talking through this episode.
Yeah, but they did have a talk.
Yeah, it was
Nonetheless,
later.
they did have a talk.
The
That it
next
was
day,
essentially Luke was saying to Hannah, hey...
Yeah, it was
like
the next
you.
day, sorry, because Hannah and Sierra had a conversation. Hannah barged into Sierra's room and said, can we talk? She went full Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
right?
and The Shining.
The Shining was like, hey, can we talk? And Sierra's room, and Sierra was just like, what the hell? Okay. And they like had a bit of a chat about like, when were you with Luke? And timelines didn't fully make sense. Like,
they didn't. It did seem to us as viewers that Luke was talking to Hannah and talking to Sierra last summer at the same time, which was during filming last summer house season.
Luke's first season, so he could come on and do that.
I was like, it for sure happened, but Luke seems like, not that I'm giving him a pass, but it does seem like he talks to everyone and doesn't commit to anyone.
I'm sorry,
so,
is this the fuckboy fraternity over
shit,
here that Chase
I don't want it
defending?
to be. Damn it! I just seem like he's so obviously a fuckboy that like, why are they wasting the time of day? And that's why I don't get it.
He was playing... I'm not going to say he was playing Sierra because I think he has genuinely more of an interest in dating and have a relationship with Sierra, which he says. He's like, I want to pursue her. I think he was playing Hannah and messing with her emotions and messing with her feelings because he knew how she felt. She was so happy to talk to him every day.
I think because we're coming off of like a full season of On Below Deck, James and Elizabeth, where James has openly said, I'm not going to tell her I'm not into her.
Right.
I'll let her find out. That Luke saying straight up to Hannah, I'm friend zoning you and I like Sierra, it makes me think he's doing something good.
Is that our standard of men now?
It is. On Bravo, it kind of is.
That's our standard of men. Get you a Mr. Dr. Tiffany Moon. Get you a man like that who respects you
right now
and treats you well. Not a Luke, not a James from Below Deck.
No.
Like, we're not.
But I think that's where my like rating is. It's like, oh, he's doing better than James, who we just watched this week say, I'm not going to tell her, I'll let her find out. I'm like, oh, at least Luke is telling Hannah
that he's not into her anymore after leading her on and talking to her every day for 4 months on FaceTime. Also, we didn't even mention the fact that early in the episode, Sierra did say, I met Luke for like 5 minutes. He invited me to Minnesota. I went and met his whole family.
Yeah, I remember
so
this
she's
whole
already like
the first episode, Hannah was like, I didn't go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
We just FaceTime.
Yeah, and she's like, I met his family over the phone. Which I just, like, have constantly said. I think Luke came with so much emotional baggage from his engagement. Because I think he did go through a lot in his engagement. Yeah. And I think after that, he just kind of was, like, messing around and, like, playing the field and doing what he wanted to do. But it's not fair to do that to Hannah. And it's not fair to do that to Sierra.
No, it's not. None of it's fair.
Right.
And Luke's clearly in the wrong. But when Hannah is saying, like, telling Sierra, like, I was with him all last summer, blah, blah, I was like, well, we were watching that season and y'all weren't really together. Y'all were dating, she said but not we were dating. They weren't exclusive, though.
That's fair, but I don't think that it was fair of Luke to say we never dated. Because they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were dating. They were going... He literally told a story where they was like, oh, we went out and we drank all night in the city, and then we ended up at Taco Bell till 2 in the morning. To me, like...
Oh my God, dream day.
Honestly, I'm like, that's why it's stuck in my brain, clearly. But that's something that, you know, you would consider dating and, like, quite intimate. You're staying out with someone for... Intimate at Taco Bell. That's who we are.
I love that.
I'm like,
it's the most intimate
I'm like,
date
we haven't had Taco Bell in a month and a half, and you can tell.
It would be intimate.
Very intimate. But no, I think that it's Luke's not right. But I get that he's being a bit more open than I don't know. He just should have done it sooner.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
4
all.
months ago.
4 months
I agree
ago.
with you. It's just because we're watching it now. It's like, oh, he did it pretty early on in the season. I think he's setting the boundaries right now.
Right.
But I feel like it's also probably setting the boundaries because Sierra's right there. So.
And we have to remember that this is August they're filming. Quarantine started in March. Mm-hmm. So March, April, May, June, July. 5 months of like leading on and talking to Hannah. I don't know at what point he was with Sierra. And then you haven't
seen each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
That's rough. It's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough.
And I don't know where I think the whole season is going to be a lot of Luke Hannah drama, but the ideal situation for me would be for Carl and Sierra to get together.
Ooh, that would really stir the pot.
Exactly, because I'm like, Luke, like you fucked around now. Let our boy Carl, now that he is a good person again, get with Sierra because she seems amazing. And he's hot. I mean, Sierra and Carl are both hot. Oh, God, let them get together and let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. That's what I look forward to. Is that relationship happening? And now that you put it in my mind, I'm going to keep watching for it.
We're going to manifest it, even though it's already been filmed 6 months ago. We're manifesting.
Yeah, I mean, things happen, you know.
You know, we can call Deandra Shaman and come back and manifest that shit.
So do you have anything else on Summer House? Oh, actually, one thing. You mentioned it earlier, I think, that Lindsay is psycho with her boyfriend. Going
in on Stravy Steven, whatever his name is.
Yeah, but she did say one thing. She, like, walked in the bathroom and was like, I can see your butt. And Lindsay gives me big, I'll stand in the bathroom and watch you shit energy.
And, like, that is, like, bless you if that's who you are as a couple. But, like, I don't even believe in, like, farting in front of each other.
Which, actually, Luke farted on camera.
I know. I'm like, and, like, Paige was talking about it last week. I was like, I don't need all of this. This is TMI for me. Chase probably loves it over here because he's a sicko.
I don't give a shit.
Literally a shit. But yeah, not for me. But I'm glad you brought that back.
But that was my last takeaway because I knew you loved that scene so much. His last
takeaway was a shit, and here we are. But yeah, I think that's this week's episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, you guys. I hope you had fun because I feel like we had a lot of fun.
I know. If we had too much fun,
give us a thumbs down because somebody already has, and I'm very here for you.
I was trying to find a reason of like why you wouldn't enjoy it because we had so much fun. But you know what?
I'm giving you big Nene Leaks energy. Hi, hater. I'm like 6 likes and 1 down like. Hi, later. That's like who we are as people.
Honestly, cheers to us. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a good one.
Hope you had a real romantic day.
Romantic. Don't put those rose flowers.
Get yourself a roman.
Bye.
Cheers.